was smidge or complete one popular Wonderland stage while wearing a set or try on cave. S- इतना सुंदर है। ये मेरा ये किसने इतना बड़ा रखा है? और slay. I mean, लेना तो मुझे कुछ भी नहीं है। Maybe. Um, तो मतलब मुझे ये की यूज करना पड़ेगा पहले। I don't know. I haven't played for a very long time. How am I supposed to use those keys? Whoa. Okay. And yeah, but how am I supposed to use the key? इधर होंगी। कहाँ होंगी? ठीक है। Okay. Why do I have in the... Hmm. Kamisata yato ayaka, albedo, clean, Hina, Yalan, Radin, Shubhan. But how can I... What's supposed to talk?
That is rather pleasant. I would offer to pay.
Ah, इधर? Okay. Oh, they have a lot. चलो. सबसे पहले obviously my albedo. But I don't hear the albedo. Okay. Radin, Shubhan. ये तो सुंदर लग रहा है. Okay, loser, I think wrongly. Hmm. Uh, mm, well, near albedo, literally C3. What am I thinking about? I think because मैं wrongly बहुत यूज करती हूँ ना, मुझे अपने कैरेक्टर्स पे लगाना भी पड़ेगा क्या? मैंने अभी तो अनलॉक किया. Like, mm, यार. मुझे गूगल करने दो. Mm, hmm. अनलॉक किया तो. Anyways,
Ad Astra. Thank you for Ad Astra.
waiting for the call. Sure. The Spotify please. soda. Let me sip. Hello.
Branches a song.
यार बेचारी युकी
Have you decided where you will go from here? If not, why not find a patch of...
So bad.
Yep.
When one heart Stay. How about some rest?
हमारे पास एक
Among the frostmen.
Lina. Oh.
Strike a pose. By the frostman initiated. Rush of the moon.
Oh, defense. Mm, है आने से पहले ठीक था कोई सुना पता कितना काम था takes out a facility
Branches a song. Rush of the moon.
comedy है the tragedy है ना हुआ था कि हो गया Oh. अरे हाँ पीछे पड़ेगा क्या ट्रेजेडी है अच्छा जाए Mm, complete the quest night long. Huh? Should I do it? Recommended quests. ये मुझे ये भी करना है. इससे पहले ये कर. नाम. अरे used elemental skill hit the opponent with normal attack. Used elemental burst. Oh. यार मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं है इसका वो कैसे चलता है रोटेशन मैंने बहुत समय से नहीं खेला.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand! Think you can get away?
Okay! You look scared!
Whoa.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Huh? Time for takeoff.
वो तो पता नहीं चला.
Okay!
Everybody stand back! Think you can get away?
Up the ante!
Nice. मुझे कुछ नहीं पता मैंने क्या किया था. उसका भी मैं रीड की. Hey, what's that? Oh. Attack. Electro damage attack dealt to enemies. Then such attack.
Close your eyes.
Press elemental skill.
Observe.
Press Q. EQ.
Be silent. Observe.
EQ.
No, my sword! Ring cutter! Swirl, Mark 2! Animal test 6308! Annihilation mode!
Close your eyes. The night cometh. Observe. To dust.
Witness the power of Gurwa! Time to act. Animal hypostasis and... Preparing for dust zone.
Save yourself.
Smiling, it's all about a galaxy. Level 1. Big, big stage.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few
Nice, nice one.
Receive my blessing. Lush as the moon.
I think we should have one more non-Kai character since yes. And Geo damage. It's Reeves country.
Yeah.
Hold on.
For the everlasting branch into song.
Time to shine!
Me and Genshin and I'm playing after
Transgression.
a lot of like that is like I don't really have time to do that. All my attention. See? Only attention. Don't need a mansion. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Making you
Ride of blossom in the valley.
Of the deep!
Branch into song.
Let the world belong!
Oh, I remember that. Like, when Google was came out, people used to do not like yes, this started like and then I used to do a tweet. We used to get so happy whenever someone used to happen. It feels so old.
Lush as the moon.
Permanent of the deep!
Why is he staring like that? But you need no filter. Tell you can shower you with all my attentions. I think that my only intentions. And if you're hungry, it's everything. You don't need no mention.
Without further ado,
Attention.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
And in the filter, to take over, trying to become my attention.
Yep.
Yeah, these are
With
my
one heart,
Process of elimination.
Branch and strong. Laid bare. Everlasting as the moon.
इन दोनों के पास सिग्नेचर वेपन्स Memories follow me left and right.
By the frost moon over. Gotcha. Here comes the cat. Luscious and moonlight. Receive my blessing. Overrule. Luscious and moonlight.
Day and night. Where's it locked though? No. Oh, she left that to me. And a friend. Eyes follow me left and right. You're on the line at night. Wait. Yeah, I'll do this. Okay. It's been so long since I last did it. Like, this is better. I don't have enough. For being nice, try. Face and it's ugly and sense. Rockin' with it. I'm on my way. I'm ready for the takedown. Cause I'm outside. It's a take. Oh, hi, Skypress. So to love. On the way up and take it down. ठीक है मैंने अभी तक ये नहीं किया ओह वो क्या करूं मैं ये करूं 39 days ना बहुत टाइम है I think मैं स्टोरी क्वेस्ट ही कर रहा है अरे यार गाना Spotify बंद करना पड़ेगा
Traveler and Paimon! Perfect timing! We were literally
Fix
just saying how there's
game.
no way we're holding this
Alex.
victory feast without you any longer, and we would have postponed it till...
How are you feeling today?
What the fuck? मैं भूल गई wait.
Much
मैं
better,
भूल गई
thanks.
wait.
Don't worry about me.
Relieved to hear it. If that changes, just let me know. Happy to check you over at any time.
Yep, we're here for you. Anything you need, just let us know.
Oh wait! Where's Never? How are her eyes doing?
Nefer's right over there. I'm sure she'd love to catch up with you.
I think it's 40-50 if I'm not wrong. I have Acer Predator. Oh shit.
Traveler, Paimon, are you recovering well? Turns out that moon chanter has some real talent after all. My eyes were mostly recovered after just a couple days rest. I can actually open them again now.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful. Lauma says not to strain your eyes while they're still healing.
Yes, thank you. I'm well aware.
Yehoda, could I borrow you for a moment? I could do with an extra pair of hands.
Oh, sure. Coming.
से देख के पता It's RTX
Did you
4050.
hear that? I gotta go help Lauma for a second.
Predator.
You bet! Make it extra sweet, because Paimon's earned it!
Sure thing.
It's been so long since last time someone asked me, so I just forgot. I don't know, it's not a good excuse though.
The Raker of Solnari. Kind of a snake, don't you think? No, definitely a snake. A poisonous one who spewed his venomous hatred everywhere. Anyone who seeks revenge out of hatred for other people has become a snake. That's something my dad used to say.
No.
Perhaps. I'm sure it sounds like a very wise and open-hearted perspective to your ears. But me? I think hatred is a perfectly justifiable emotion. What else is left when everything you depended on in life gets stripped away? Something's gotta fuel that drive to keep on living. If you're worried about me, you can nip that in the bud. I'm not someone who gets stuck in the past. It's just... I suddenly feel like I was wrong to call my father a liar. He was just a fool. That's why the Academia turned their back on him, and why the other tribes ganged up on him. Oh, father. Look at the Ibis King. Thoth is a fiendishly cunning liar. And yet, strangely, he feels more like a father to me than my real dad ever was. He's never brought it up, but I'd bet he feels the same way. Why else would he give me the power to perceive the truth, while at the same time training me in the art of deception?
Sadly, I've never heard of Hagen King's voice.
Well, King Deshret banished him to Aru, which is essentially a prison, and posed 3 questions to him. He promised that he'd have his freedom if he could find the answers. His response was to take on a physical form and approach me, hoping that I could become his envoy and search for one of the answers on his behalf. Did he really think I'd fall for that? He's stuck there. He can't make me return what he gave to me.
Nah.
So that's enough for you to decide he's nice, is it? He's a prisoner, and he was scared. So he decided to perform some good deeds to win people's approval. He lives in fear because he's a deceiver. How is Rerir any different? You can't work as a spy your whole life and expect a happy ending. It's preposterous. Yet I can't say I don't understand it. Liars live in the darkness of their own making. But it's still human nature to want to go on living. They say that a liar's soul is the most worthless thing in the world. What do you think? Good. If you understand that, it means you're smart. And you see things objectively. If you ask me, the soul of a liar really is
मैंने ये
worth
गेम
nothing. Because all they
2020 में
care about
डाउनलोड
is
किया था when it was
themselves.
released. 2020 से like जब
For example,
इनुजुमा
when
रिलीज
something
हुआ
good
था
falls into my
तब
lap, I
तक
don't go
मैंने खेला
sharing
था.
the news
फिर
around.
जैसे ही समेरो
Stops
रिलीज
other
हुआ था तो
people
मैंने
trying
खेलना
to
बंद कर
steal
दिया
it
था.
from
I
me.
used to come once in a while आइकॉन क्वेस्ट करने के लिए and then मैं गेम छोड़ देती थी. तो I'm not really obsessed with this game. अभी भी मेरे बहुत सारी
So
क्वेस्ट
be
पेंडिंग
it.
है because मैंने ये
They
गेम
have
नहीं
sharp
खेला.
ears. I can't keep anything from them. Oh, is that what it looks like? Well,
एंड अभी
you
थोड़ा
all know my past
अच्छा
now.
थोड़ा अपडेट आ रहा है तो फिर
And I
मैंने
can't
सोचा
simply
कि मैं थोड़ा
eliminate it
खेल
when you
लेती
find
हूँ
yourself in a
और अपनी
situation you
पुरानी जो
can't
क्वेस्ट है वो
control.
कंप्लीट कर लेती
The
हूँ.
safest play is to keep calm and start
Obsessed is
monitoring
a
everyone
very
involved
wrong
like a hawk.
word
If you
because
understand
I
what's at
play
stake,
once a few
please
months.
ensure my secret. Very good.
मैं obsessed थी like back in I guess 2020 and
Now
2021.
that the panic's
उसके
over
बाद से
and
फिर
we've all
मैंने छोड़
calmed
दिया.
down, Paimon suddenly remembered something. After all that build-up, our mystery ally never showed up even once.
Huh? Am I imagining things?
So, that close colleague who stayed behind with you? What's he been up to recently?
Don't know, don't care. I get more normal human interaction from hanging out with Bosco too than him. Although, now you mention it, he hasn't bothered me in a while. I wonder if...
If he's disappeared without a trace, it's the biggest gift he ever gave to the world. But I somehow doubt that's what's going on. He won't lie low forever. So we'd better stay on guard.
यार एक्चुअली मेरे पास गेम्स खेलने का उतना टाइम नहीं है बिकॉज लाइक मेरा जिंदगी में बहुत कुछ चल रहा है अभी. बट आई प्ले वैलोरेंट समटाइम्स विद माय फ्रेंड्स एंड जब
Lord
लाइक
Sangama Bay. How
यार
lovely to see. I must thank you for the device you
जब
provided.
रिलीज हुआ था तब
It
मैंने
was an
थोड़ा सा
enormous
खेला था.
help.
Why come and ask me when you
जब
clearly know
हॉकाई स्टार
already?
रेल वदरिंग वेव्स ये भी मैंने खेला था. मैंने ज़लने ज़ोन 0 भी खेला था.
I mostly came
बट
to
लाइक
thank
फिर मैं
you.
गाचा गेम से बहुत बोर हो चुकी थी तो मैंने सब बंद कर दिया था.
That's more like it. A little
मैंने
gratitude
Raven's
goes
Meet
a
भी
long
खेला
way
था.
with Lord Sangama Bay. Play your cards right.
The chance to
बाकी
work
मैं
with such a
आजकल से
kind and
वैलोरेंट खेल रही थी
charitable
because it's
investor as yourself
एक
would
दो
be a
मैच
great
खेलो
honor
छोड़
for
दो
the
टाइप का
curatorium.
चलता रहता है.
Huh?
एकेडमिक
Charitable?
प्रेशर या
Who
कुछ
said anything about
एकेडमिक
charity?
यार मैं थर्ड ईयर में हूँ.
Let's see. The first plot of land you purchased in Nodcry, your desert interests.
Stop! What do you think you're doing? Exposing my investment history!
It's nothing to hide from. They're all perfectly legitimate investments. And some of the land you purchased was with the intent of building a sanctuary? Yes, I heard about that too.
How did you...
You're a curious case, Lord Sangama Bay. You don't like people finding out about your good deeds, do you? But I'm afraid no matter how hard you try to keep things under wraps, where there's a will, there's a way. You did it for Sumeru, didn't you?
It was empty land that was gonna go to waste otherwise. I figured if I built something there, it might at least get some use in an emergency. Disasters are capricious things. They strike
Yeah.
without any warning.
Actually yeah.
I've lost family to a disaster before, and I don't want to... My elder sister used to dream of finding a sanctuary. Somewhere with plenty... It was something I looked into. But after discussing things with the Dendro Archon, I decided on a more effective strategy. The tech people handled the tech, and Moneybags provided the Mora.
It's a pity that so few people know the truth about you. Everyone says that you view everything in terms of Mora and...
So, what's the problem
Which
with
course
that?
be honest
Everyone
in
wants to
philosophy.
be rich. It's human nature. So yes, I love Mora, and it's not.
But surely you have dreams
And
of your
अभी
own
actually next
beyond
month
just
मेरा
making
CUET
Mora.
भी है for my masters.
You don't get it, do you? My dream is to invest in other people's dreams. And, you know, make a nice little slice for myself along the way. Just thinking
Well,
about it makes me
Sage.
happy. That sweet, sweet sound of Mora.
ये कितने बूंदों से लग रही
Thank you.
For the device?
And the pendant.
Oh, that. I was just returning a favor. Don't worry about it.
Seems like we've
Yeah,
both been
ये
away
game का
from
sound
home
आपसे
for a
ज़्यादा आ रहा है,
very long
wait.
time.
What AR are you? I'm
Yeah.
AR 60 gang.
So
I've been playing
long
this
that
game since
I barely
2020.
remember what my family even looked like.
That would be your mother, father, and sister?
I've been here.
Though it's been
I've been
years
here
since my
जब
sister
Dragon's
passed away.
release हुआ था.
It's not like I want to forget them, obviously, but memory can be even more ruthless than the most calculating business person. My
But
sister can't
मैंने
help me
like
now.
जब सुमेरु release हुआ था तब
Slowly
से
but
मैंने खेलना
surely, her
क्या बोल
face
रही हूँ
is
खेलना क्या होता
fading from my
है खेलना
Not
छोड़ दिया
everything
था.
will
I've been
fade.
very on and off.
When loved ones pass
Like
away,
once in a
the
few
beautiful
months type
memories
का
are the ones
3-4
that
महीने
last
में
the
एक बार ही
longest.
आके यार को quest कर ली that's it.
Yeah, that's true. If you
Well, that, plus, I'm sure that life is much better now than it was back then.
Oh, absolutely. I have tons of Mora, a big beautiful house, business is booming, and I'm as happy as can be. You've got a lot going for you too. Boss of the Curatorium of Secrets? I'm sure there's plenty of Mora to be made in that line of work.
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
All of us for your exams gang. Thank you gang. मेरे artifacts अच्छे नहीं है so I stopped. यार artifacts किसके ही अच्छे होते हैं.
How have you been holding up? Any
मैं
adverse
actually game से
reactions?
बोर हो गई
You
थी.
don't need to worry about me.
इनोजुमा के
Grandmaster.
बाद
I'm fine.
तो फिर
What?
मैंने game खेलना छोड़ दिया.
You
I think
played
I
an
was in 12th
indispensable
class
role
at
in the
that
battle for
time.
Notcry. We can't thank you enough for your support. Sometimes, when people praise you, it's because you deserve it. The best thing is to accept it calmly and with grace. It's important to learn how to respond to words of admiration.
Let's do a quick demonstration. Albedo, that was an incredible feat of alchemy. The pressure was on, but you worked flawlessly at lightning speed to get the job done.
Thank you. I can't take all the credit, though. Durin played a big part in forming the alchemical array.
See? Did you catch that? A masterclass in how to take a compliment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did work pretty hard to help prepare for the battle. No point denying that.
Hey, you guys!
Seriously, great work everyone. You all up to this.
Hey, look who's bounced back. Looking good, traveler.
Seems like you've recovered. You won't need to take any more medication.
Can I get you a drink?
Huh? You know how to order at a bar now? You've sure learned a lot recently.
Handling a drinks order is ridiculously simple compared to alchemy. Don't worry, I'll blend into society yet.
Paimon believes it. You're clearly a fast learner, just like your brother. To be totally honest, though, Paimon didn't quite follow all the details when you first explained the plan to us.
Don't worry, that's completely understandable. Unless you're a student of alchemy, it's hard to grasp the principle and how the process works.
To put it in the simplest terms, we saw how our enemy stole the power of Kuvaki. And that gave us the idea of stealing his power to turn it against him. When facing an enemy you have no hope of defeating, it's best not to engage them in battle. So, instead of looking for a way to overpower him, we decided to help Columbina get strong enough to at least stand up to him in a fight. For this to work, we had to analyze his modes of attack, confirm who his main target was, and make sure that he wouldn't go beyond the range of the alchemical array. For added security, we prepared a total of 4 arrays. But to mitigate the impact of the battle, we identified one location in particular as the ideal spot, which is where the confrontation took place. The alchemical array absorbed his abyssal power. Then Durin processed it to render it usable by Columbina. That power enabled her to do what would otherwise have been nigh on impossible.
What surprised me was that Dainsleif actually agreed to join us. Given his history with Rerir, he had every right to sit this one out. But
It must have been a painful choice to make. But I'm sure that making a decision was far better for him than staying in limbo.
Absolutely. He was torn between two paths, but in the end, he made his choice and stuck to it resolutely. He doesn't strike me as the sort of person who'd stay trapped in limbo for long. Anyway, however you cut it, everyone gave a stellar performance.
That's the only reason you're here.
Yes, I've thought a lot about it. And I've realized that you, me, and Arlecchino should be friends. I think this is very important. So I felt I had to come and tell you.
Well, this is a new one. I'm so moved. I can't even hold my teacup. If that's all, you can leave now.
Do you not want to be friends with me? Or is it that you prefer being co-workers?
What is this, Columbina? Are you deliberately testing my patience threshold? Right now, my politeness module is active. But if you say another word, I swear I'll shut it down.
If your politeness module was active, wouldn't you say the word please at some point?
Polonia, please see Lady Columbina to the door.
Will you still invite me to your next tea party?
What?
60 GB से 100 GB हो गया ये game, what lol?
Yes,
I have no
I
idea.
think you will. Bye-bye.
I have
dear
absolutely
Sandrine.
no idea. मुझे पता भी नहीं था ये game कितने GB का है. Catching up with a friend.
Last time, the Wild Hunt escorted you out. Would you rather I handled it myself this time?
We just wanted to, see how you were doing now that it's all over.
Why? Out of concern for my safety? I hope you didn't seriously think that the Rahir of Solnari would be able to lay so much as a finger upon me, given how prepared I was.
Mostly because you
Yeah,
helped us
that
out, so we just
Jim's
wanted to
claims
check you were
कर दूं.
okay.
Nice
Looks
idea, I
like
would
all
say.
your robots are fixed, huh?
A spy books and teacups on the table.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Tea time is already a
Oh.
write-off. The visitor... If you're in the mood for tea, go ahead and help yourself.
I
Otherwise,
don't
it's
have
going
a
to
lot of
waste.
things on my laptop, so I don't check कि
My
क्या
posters
कितने
are
GB
still
का है.
missing in action, though. Use this notebook instead.
Whoa! Pretty hefty notebook. Look at all those calculations.
You can ignore those. They're just dumb scribblings. I doodle and write in my free time. Sometimes I remember the distant dreamlike past. Sometimes I imagine the far-flung future. And other times, I grit my teeth and note down all the crazy nonsense going on in the present. Some people do the crosswords in the newspaper. This is my equivalent of that. Trying to predict the future is like daydreaming. And writing about the present just makes me furious. The past is my favorite. If nothing else, it's already set in stone, so I don't have to rack my brains trying to figure it all out. Huh.
Used to be
Although,
40
having said
before.
that, the
Bro,
only
I
vaguely
remember
interesting memory
like
in my
जब
past
मैं
is probably
like
that guy they call Lord who
when I
else?
used to play
Pretty
Genshin
much
on
all the
mobile
Mecha and
back
Fontaine
in
are
the
his
days,
personal
it
handiwork.
used to be around 28 to 34 GBs, and I used to be like, oh my god, कितना सारा
You
GB
say
ले रहा है.
you know him? Like, personally? As a friend?
I mean, I guess we were friendly enough. Yep. In fact, I'm probably the only normal person left who knew him at all. We used to chat occasionally back when he was still around. Before he passed away, he asked me to destroy all his manuscripts. I honored his request. But I did read through everything first before destroying them. I mean, I couldn't let the genius of Lord Artificer Alain Guillotin disappear like that. Would have been such a waste.
So, that's where the formulas in your notebook are from?
I just told you. Those are my equivalent of crossword puzzles. They're just dumb formulas that I solve for fun when I'm bored. Alain's work was like epic poetry. The formulas in my notebook are just silly little riddles in comparison.
Flynn's कैसे character है?
Not
Bro.
that there's anything bad about them.
Bro, I'm
mean, at
not a
least
good person
solving those
actually
riddles
to
isn't
answer
going to
this
hurt
question.
anyone.
मैंने game नहीं
Except
खेला.
me. 'Cause
मैं
right,
इतने
anyway,
समय
while we're
बाद
on the
खेल
topic,
रही
I might
हूँ.
as well tell you about
But
what happened to
जहाँ
him
तक
and his
मैंने
friends.
सुना है कि Flynn is a very good character, but you need enough for
Alan
her, for
Guillotine
his,
had
you
two
know,
close buddies,
to
Renee
unlock
and
his.
Jacob.
Oh,
They spent their
yeah.
childhood years together
Fontaine.
in the Narcissenkreuz Institute. They were all quite competitive, so there was some rivalry between them. But it was a friendly rivalry. But beneath the friendship and the rivalry ran something deeper, a sense of nostalgia for the past. Unfortunately, childhood would end, the prophecy would come true, the apocalypse would arrive, and the future would never be. A mad
So like
dream
Sandro
that would
ने
normally only
is from
capture the minds of
Fontaine.
lunatics begin to take root in their hearts. And if Renee and Alain had been people of lesser wits, that dream would probably have ended up as something for them to joke about in their older years. But alas, they were some of the sharpest minds around. They nurtured that dream with the full power of their intellect. And the first of them to fall under its spell was Renee. Against Alain's wishes, he persisted in experimenting on a mutual friend of theirs to try and save their life. Alain did not approve and parted ways with Renee. It's complicated. Alain wanted to believe that Renee only did what he did for the sake of their friendship. But when he told me about what happened, I could tell he still had some suspicions about Renee's motives. Perhaps the seed that would grow into a nightmare had already sprouted in Renee's mind. Even then, the next time they met, Renee's soul had been completely engulfed by the dream of salvation. His futile attempt to change the tide of fate only resulted in a wave that swallowed up the world. And although that wave died down eventually, I hear that it just recently came back with a vengeance. As I understand, Renee wanted to live out his dream of salvation once more. But I'm told that the attempted resurgence finally died out for good. At long last, Renee awoke from his deluded dream. What do you think of Renee? Do you admire his transcendent genius? His view that any price was worth paying to achieve the lofty goal of saving the world? Or do you despise him? Dismiss him as an evil madman who wrought havoc on the lives of everyone around him as he pursued his delusional dream? Same difference, really. Just a matter
I
of
mean,
perspective.
I don't know.
What a cop-out. But I suspect you'd have a more incisive and insightful answer if I don't like fanatics who give up their whole lives for their ideology. Nor do I like fools who let their delusions take control. Maybe I could understand if Renee had just been an ordinary person. But he had a sage-like intellect. And still managed to get himself lost in the labyrinth of his own desires. Anyway, that's enough about Renee. Now, moving on to Alain Guillotine, the Lord Artificer. He managed to put a stop to the first storm whipped up by Renee. But after that, Alain lost his friends and family.
What else you play besides this? I play Valorant sometimes.
To his credit,
With
I
my
suppose,
friends.
the loss of his family and friends was purely a tragic accident.
I don't really have a lot of
It's not
time
like
to
Alain
play
sacrificed them
games.
for his cause or
So
anything.
I've tried a lot of games, but मेरे पास खेलने का time नहीं है.
After that,
Valorant
the only
में
thing
matches
supporting
type
his
का
work
होता है ना,
was
तो
the
एक दो
same
match
dream
खेलो
that
friends
had
के
dragged
साथ,
his
फिर बंद
closest
कर
friend
दो.
down to the abyss. But
Bas
although
that's
the
it.
desire to save Fontaine drove him to found the Fontaine Research Institute, Alain continued to reject any form of transcendental knowledge or power. He was suspicious and fearful of it. I think that formulas and machines derived solely from human intellect were the only thing that gave him a sense of spiritual comfort. Yet Alain's intellect was simply too great. It barely left him space to breathe in his lifetime. Once he realized that the end of his life was approaching, he finally accepted the truth. The Narcissenkreuz Institute needed someone, and a human being, to see its story through to the end. He quit working on his formulas, trading them in for the fairy tales that had played such a formative role in his childhood, but which he'd barely touched in his adult life. He told me that the director of the Narcissenkreuz Institute used to read those fairy tales to the children as bedtime stories. Apparently, they worked wonders at sending kids off to sleep. I think that all he wanted at that time in his life was to be able to sleep deeply without being plagued by depression. By that point, nothing else really mattered. At the very end, he laid down to rest in the ruins of the former Nazissenkreuz Institute orphanage, while the Fontaine Research Institute he had founded continued tirelessly with its work. Many years after that, tensions over competing dreams would once again cause a rift, this time between members of the Fontaine Research Institute. But the actions of those fools had nothing at all to do with Alain. And that is the story of two people from the Nazissenkreuz Institute who both wanted to save the world. One went all in on his fantasy of salvation without ever looking back, and ended up calmly sinking to the bottom of the deepest sea. The other sought desperately to burn bright in his life, even though he wasn't sure where he was going. I do sometimes wonder, why is it that people like them have such grand hopes of saving the world? Even the grandest tree starts as a tiny seed. So perhaps, for each of them, their mission to save the world began with a very simple desire: to save themselves. They were young children with friends and family who mattered to them, desires to explore the meaning of life, ambitions to have a successful career. They didn't want to see all of that taken away in one fell swoop. Or maybe they just wanted to find something to anchor themselves within the chaos, to stop them getting quietly swept away by the storms of life. But instead, the search for their own salvation took them down the rocky road laid out by fate. Do you think the desire to save oneself is enough of a justification to try and save the world?
No.
Sensible answer. Glad to know you've got your head screwed on straight. Alain would disagree, though. I asked him the same question back when he was in his prime, putting all of his energy into his work. Yes, it's enough. No elaboration, just a quick, short answer before getting right back to his work. All right, tea time's over. I owe Arlecchino a favor for telling me these stories. I'll have to bring a whole sack of gifts the next time I visit the House of the Hearth. I'm gonna go tinker with Polonia now. You guys can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't involve interrupting me. Polonia, exit hibernation mode. Begin diagnostic.
यार ये खत्म कब होगा? हो गया? Finally. Okay, I did this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 और बचे हैं. इन्हें स्टार्टिंग से देखना है. थ्रो. मैं Butterfly's dream, get the butterfly flutters away. Dean's love. Bro, I miss Fontaine. I miss Fontaine so much. ये सब भी कर ली मैंने। नहीं, ये दोनों नहीं करी मैंने। ओ, ये कुछ नहीं किया मैंने। नाइस। ये भी नहीं किया मैंने। ये भी नहीं किया मैंने। यस, नहीं किया। ये कर लिया था मैंने। 1 2 3। ये सबसे ज्यादा बड़ी है। चलो। बट मेरा अभी का हो गया, अभी मेरे से और नहीं खेला जाएगा गेंशिन। ही।
We got
Better
ourselves a
hold back this
straggler.
time.
Illusion shattered.
Strike a pose!
Receive my blessing.
Take heart. You toil not in vain.
चलो, हो गया मेरा आज का। मुझे वहां जाने का मन नहीं है, वरना क्वेस्ट ट्रिगर हो जाएगी। सो मेरा प्यारा मॉन्स्टर। चलो, हो गया।